Hey everybody! Anime Bang! Episode 3! Yeah, we're super excited. Wow. In case you don't know who we are, I'm Jacki Jing, Cap One, Griffin Lane, and today we are going to be talking about all the anime that is coming to Netflix in 2019, and it is a growing list, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, they have just been really stepping up their anime game, and
yeah.
I don't know, why do you guys think that is? I mean, is it just because we're just seeing anime becoming more accessible, more popular, or what are your thoughts?
It's a lot of things. It's because anime is just more common now. Like, there's there's less of a stigma with it.
Yeah.
Like, growing up for us, like, if you watch anime, like, what are you watching? Like, what is that? Is that porn?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
what is that weird? Why are their eyes big? Mm-hmm. Why do they get nosebleeds? You know, all that stuff.
Yeah. But now, like...
I do know that stuff.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. But now it's common, so...
Yeah, I think that definitely we're seeing it become more popular, and I think that Netflix probably saw that like a lot of people were checking it out like in their libraries, and we're like, oh, okay, people are catching on to this. Let's start getting some really good titles. Let's start making our own content and like making money off of this, right? And that's exactly what they're doing. Yeah. So I got a list here, and I just think like the best thing to do is just kind of like go down what we know is coming in 2019.
Yep.
There is a massive list if we want to talk about what's under development and like what could potentially like come in 2020 and 2021 and all that. But we're gonna try to stick to mainly 2019. So at the top of my list was obviously Neon Genesis Evangelion. Zanku Goku no Tenshi no Yuni. Anybody? Okay.
I would know.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. We got it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, like, I think that this is just, it's just epic. Like, it's most people's, like, top 5 or top 3. Yeah. It's genre defining for sure.
So confusing.
It's,
Well, that's why I love it.
100%. Like,
I don't have to get
I think, I told you guys I'm working on an IGN article about, like, all the good pieces or good anime that's coming to Netflix in 2019. And I was just like, this is like Mecha meets Mind Beep. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like...
Yeah.
I don't know. It's got like action and the monsters, angels, you know, all that good stuff. And then it's just like so psychological. Don't even get me started on the ending. I am a fan of
Which ending?
I'm a fan of the ending in the 26 episode series that nobody likes, where they're all like, congratulations. Yeah. So, spoiler alert.
Well,
I mean, that's not a big spoiler. Yeah, I'm like, that's not.
They're celebrating.
For me, I'm like, that's definitely the top of my list. I mean, what do you guys think about that anime?
I love it. I mean, I remember, like, staying up super duper late at my grandmother's house, like 1 o'clock when it would premiere on Adult Swim, and being like, I don't really get it, but I like the robots. This old lady's trying to make out with this kid. Like, that's interesting in a fun way. I'm a kid. Like, I don't know. This is weird, but
He's like, I'm kind of feeling this.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a penguin.
There's a penguin. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
true.
it's gonna be fun watching it for like a third time. So I watched it a little bit back in the 90s when I was a kid and did not understand what the hell was going on.
Oh God, you watched it as a kid?
Yeah, I was like 8.
Yeah.
That is some heavy stuff to be watching.
Well, I didn't get what was going on. Just like, oh, robot fights. That's cool.
And you know what's the funny thing about anime back then is that parents were like, it's a cartoon.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Like, whatever.
That's some heavy stuff there, but yeah. Okay.
But yeah, saw it again on Adult Swim and actually understood what the hell was going on that time. Then this time it'll be different because I've watched like the End of Eva movies and like the rewrite versions and all that stuff, and it's gonna be interesting rewatching the original. Like, does that have the best ending? Does it hold up? Is it gonna feel weird that there's not that extra character there anymore?
Yeah.
So,
and so Netflix is including the movies as well as the series.
They are.
They are?
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
That's
they are. So if you don't like the ending of the 26 episodes, then you got options. You got some options. Yeah. For me though, it was like when I watched it in high school, or maybe I think it was high school, maybe a little bit after. It was around then. I was like, this is cool, but like I didn't understand like the heaviness of it. Sure. And then as I've rewatched it like in my later 20s and now in my early 30s, like I've been like, oh my God, like it is just I cry. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just like, it's so much more emotional. It just has such an impact. So yeah, I'm a big fan. Masato Katsuragi. I feel like I am Masato. Like literally, like we are like the same person. Though I don't try to make out with children. That's
important.
Okay. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's an important distinction.
Okay, cut. We're starting over. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, so big fans of Neon Genesis Evangelion, and I think this is like really big for the anime community because, okay, we've talked about this before, but anime buying it on like VHS or DVD back in the day, like it was just it was not probable. Like it was just like ridiculous. Extremely hard to find. And even now the DVD box set I think is like going for more than $500.
Yeah, in the US,
You know what I mean?
Crazy. Crazy.
I mean, like, I'm sorry, who's going to pay for that? You know what I mean? So I am kind of interested because we're going to see kind of like this younger audience really be able to dive into this unless they've been downloading it illegally. Well, none of us did that.
But this will be the most accessible version of it ever.
Yes.
Like, even though it was on Adult Swim, like, not everybody's staying up until the middle of the night to watch cartoons.
Yes.
But on Netflix, I'm going to see it right next to my Umbrella Academy. So
right. Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah. So it is.
Right
it's
there for everybody.
I think as we're all long-term anime fans, there's just something really like crazy and wild about it being that accessible. Like you're like, whoa. Like I'm kind of excited to see if anything happens, if there's like some sort of like resurgence in popularity, though it's still like incredibly popular. But I don't know. I'm excited for that. The next one I have on the list is Cannon Busters, and just to give you guys a little bit of background, this is kind of cool because this is an American fantasy comic book, so it's not a Japanese manga. You know what I mean? So like I for that kind of caught me. Even more intriguing about this is that it was a Kickstarter. The animated adaptation like would not have happened, but they basically reached out to people and were like, come on, we want to make this into an anime, and enough money was raised. They did get a Japanese studio, Satellite, I think. Satellite, I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're good.
And I mean, that's a storied
awesome,
Japanese studio. So, I mean, and it was funny because at first I was like, did all this research on Cannon Busters, and then I was like, oh god, is it being put out by like a US studio? Because if it is, then it's technically not anime. And then I was like, I just did all this research, and then it ended up being done by a Japanese studio. But I watched the trailer and I got some serious Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo vibes. I don't know if you guys know much about it, but have either of you seen the trailer or know anything about the anime?
I saw the trailer. Like, first I was impressed with the animation. Like, we've seen some American animes like Neo Yokio, and that animation looks like shit. Like, this has damn good animation, and that was just like, I haven't seen the full show yet, but at least the trailer tells me it's going to have decent animation.
And the trailer looks awesome. Just like to kind of give you a synopsis, so it's like, I think they said there's like this droid, and there is like some like deadly fugitive, and then there is like a discarded robot, and they all somehow are like together on this like wild adventure. Like, you know what I mean? And it, like I said, it just in the beginning was just getting lots of Cowboy Bebop, like Samurai Champloo vibes. So I was like, obviously there has to be some sort of influence on. I think the guy's name is LaShawn Thomas. But so I'm like,
there's definitely some influence.
You're in for it.
It makes sense. The manga's from like the mid 2000s, early 2000s, right around the time when Champloo and Bebop were on Adult Swim and read. So I feel it.
You know, something else I want to point out too is that it's a predominantly black cast, and I think that that's awesome because like just straight up Japanese people, like, I mean, it's just like how it is here in the United States. Like, they have like token characters, you know what I mean? So it's like, this is going to be a really interesting take, in my opinion. I don't know, like, it would just be really cool to see that. So
it's going to be interesting.
Interesting? What does that mean?
I don't know, like, the comic seems good. Like, everything seems good. Kind of curious who the voice cast is going to be, though.
Yeah, that's true too. I don't know. I think they're going to be able to pull out some really cool people to do this. You know what I mean? Like,
Netflix has budget.
Netflix has budget.
I have faith in their.
And it seems like it's supposed to be a really good story. Like, I'd have to actually read the comic books, but I'm like, I don't know. I could see a lot of people like getting on board with this. You know what I mean? So,
okay. They're doing subs and dubs for it too. If it's going to be solely English language,
it's both.
Or it's going
to
be both.
I think it's going to be both.
Because something like Neo Yokio, of course, came out only with
English.
The dub.
Well, you know what else I would be interested in is to see how well it is received in Japan. You know what I mean? Like, because it's coming from an American comic book. You know what I mean? So we'll just have to see how that all plays out.
Well, I think Castlevania did good.
Did
I
you
would
well?
hope so. Castlevania was
But
amazing.
then again, Castlevania is like, that's still Japanese IP.
True.
Yeah, exactly. It is Japanese.
But I don't know how
100%.
popular Avatar or something like that is in
Yes,
Japan.
that's a good point.
Yeah, I wonder how like the Dragon Prince or something is doing over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't know. Netflix won't talk to us. We're not going to get those numbers. So, okay. So let's see. Next on the list is Ultraman. So I mean, do you guys know who Ultraman is?
Oh god, yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, I was like,
Of course.
wasn't sure like how many people know who Ultraman is. I mean, iconic kaiju like superhero battling TV
Like the Power
show
Rangers
back in
before they were
1966.
Power
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I don't know, like I've talked about this on the show before, but like I grew up like with a lot of like anime. Like clothes and toys and stuff like that, and we had an Ultraman. You know what I mean? So, and I actually have it in a box.
Oh, wow.
Still,
Wow.
yeah. I don't even know. It's probably I don't know. It's probably worth $20 now. Like I'm like trying to act like it's like worth something, but so I mean, like I was really excited when I heard about this anime. The trailer is out, and personally got a little bit like, it's that like partial CG animation.
Which I hate.
I know. I knew he was not gonna be a fan of it.
Yeah.
But it does look really cool because it's like, you know, it's a new generation. He's like a younger Ultraman. It's like they're kind of like a JoJos thing.
Sure,
you know what I
like
mean? Like
rebooting it a
yes,
little
like
bit.
they're
Yeah.
passing
I
it.
like that.
The power's been passed down, and like how is this like newcomer gonna like use the power? So I thought that was kind of interesting. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Ultraman?
I'm curious to see what it's going to be like. There's been new Ultramans constantly, but most of them in live action. Seeing a new anime, seeing them put budget behind it, seeing them put a different spin on it, it's going to be interesting. Because is it going to be pretty much just your traditional Ultraman story? Or are they going to do something like completely different? Like, I don't know if you watched like Yatterman Night, I can't remember what it's called.
Yes, I did see that.
Where that was like an old like 70s Super Sentai type show where it's like, you know, classic good guys fight dorky villains and you know, crazy villains, and they flipped it where they made the villains the good guys and the heroes turned out to be bad. Or something like Casher and
the
Sins,
Defendants,
where they made like same thing, took like Power Rangers but made it super duper dark. This I don't think is going to be that, but could be interesting to see what the spin is.
I'm kind of hoping it's campy. I love that. Like I love the premise. Like this.
It doesn't
sort of,
look
like,
campy.
You don't think?
No, the
Okay.
trailers don't look campy
Little-
at all. It looks
No.
like they're taking it really seriously.
Yeah.
You thought it looked campy?
No, I don't think so. I think
But
what it
no,
reminded
the
me.
show
Yeah.
is super campy.
I think
I love camp.
I think what reminds me most of recent anime is SSS Gridman,
Okay.
Sure.
where it's like old
that's
school but still new school at the same time.
Okay. It reminded me of Gantz.
Oh wow.
But visually.
Okay.
No, it's not gonna be that heavy. It's not gonna be that heavy. But it was like visually, like just kind of like this darker. Ultraman would have to take place in Tokyo, right?
Yeah.
I would assume so.
Yeah, I would like.
Or
So it
somewhere-
looks.
somewhere-
or
It
somewhere
It
in
had like a
Kansai.
similar look. So I don't know. But again, a lot of like 3D CG. So I don't know. It might not be.
Weird
taste.
tangent. Have either of you watched the Gantz CG movie on Netflix?
You know,
No.
I haven't. I heard it was all right.
It wasn't bad. They took an arc from the manga or anime and just kind of redid it
Yeah.
and shortened it up a little bit, but it was actually surprisingly good.
And Gantz is a hard art style to emulate, I think.
Oh,
in real
yeah.
life, right?
Yeah.
They
The
did a
heads
good
were-
I'm
job.
kind of intrigued.
Slow
Maybe
down.
we'll make our next episode be like we watch a bunch of live action and then we decide like which ones are good.
Oh god, maybe we don't do that.
I know, right?
Save
They're
ourselves
like
from
pretty
watching
terrible.
those
Yeah,
ones.
you're right. We can include the Matrix.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
Not
Yeah,
really,
Matrix.
but kind of. Yeah.
Animatrix.
Let it slide.
Yeah. I was like, okay, I digress. So next on the list is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That started streaming earlier this month. I think like March 8th to be exact. Looking at this
Yeah.
piece of paper.
Right, there it is.
And I wrote for my first line of my story, bizarre colors, bizarrely buff. The Joestar family has seen some bizarre stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
I like
right.
that. Yeah, but did you
I
not
didn't
plan
mean
it
for
like
that to-
that?
I didn't.
Wow.
Nope, almost
Sorry.
a haiku.
I
But
mean,
the-
like, yeah, I know. I was like, I kind of feel that. But
imagine?
so I've heard about JoJo's forever. You've been a longtime fan.
Yeah.
You were like partially through the 5 seasons. And I was like, okay, I've heard of it, just didn't check it out. But since it started streaming on Netflix, I like just put it on in the background at work. We're both notorious for that. Like we always have anime
It's
on
true.
in the background. And basically, like I was just like. It fell in love with the story immediately. Like I thought that I'm basically through the Jonathan Joestar arc, and I just met Joseph Joestar, and Jonathan Joestar is like my dream man. Like he's British and like so sweet and kind and considerate, and then
gentleman.
he's like perfect. I'm like, you're my perfect. Like you're amazing.
Yes.
And then Dios is just so evil.
I know. I love Dios.
Yo,
so
that's
much.
the best villain.
I know. I'm like,
so ridiculous.
You're so the dog part.
Yeah.
Like you thought John Wick was bad with dogs. Like I literally was like, no. Like I like had to pause the video and be like, did they just do that? Like, I'm not even going to give away anything else.
You know, it's even worse in the manga. It goes darker.
Really?
Oh, because you see the dog come out of the...
No, they did not. No, they did not.
Yes.
No, they did not. You're kidding me.
I haven't read it.
Yeah. In the manga, he runs out on fire.
Yikes.
Remind me to not read that arc of the manga ever. Go. Like, seriously. That literally just gave me chills. You did a spoiler, by the way.
It's like in the first, like...
Okay, spoiler alert! Okay. Spoiler alert.
But
so,
for JoJo's, it is definitely ultraviolet. So be warned about that.
Yeah. It's twisted.
Yeah.
So I think this is also really exciting because this is like a big title that is ongoing, and for them to like bring that on, like... This is just my personal opinion. I feel like they've brought on a lot of anime that's ongoing in Japan, but like aren't like they're not like My Hero Academia or like a big title. Like Kakaguri is like pretty big, you know what I mean? But it's not like
it's kind of
that big
in its own way.
Yeah, and Devilman Crybaby is big, and I mean that one's actually ended up being pretty awesome.
Sure. Yeah.
But I don't think they knew how awesome it was going to be. Like to take on JoJo's, like you're taking on a storied franchise. Again, like kind of what we're seeing with Neon Genesis Evangelion, but like even more interesting because this is ongoing. Yeah. So you're kind of like, will establish a relationship? Like, I don't know. It's just got my wheels turning. So I thought that was another one that was important to notate. So you're a huge JoJo's fan, though.
Yeah, I would say, and I think it's an interesting point, too, is that it's been running on Crunchyroll for years. I mean, since the reboot started or whatever.
2011, I think.
Yeah, 2011 or so. And, to your point about Evangelion and Netflix bringing it and introducing it to a new audience, I mean, the same thing just happened with you and JoJo, right? Like, you wouldn't watch it on Crunchyroll, but now that it's on Netflix,
I know, that's
you
crazy.
checked it out and now you like it. And, I mean, that's what Netflix, I think, is doing with all these new animes.
You know what's funny?
It's expanding, their reach.
Is that, like, I watch a ton of stuff on Crunchyroll, obviously, but it's hard for me to watch subtitled at work. So
of course,
it's like I'm always looking for dubbed shows that are pretty good.
Yeah.
And just to be honest, like there's just not a lot of good dubbed. There's not a lot of good dubbed, and there's just like not a lot of accessibility to dubbed. Do they dub it on Crunchyroll? And I just haven't realized.
It's dubbed on Crunchyroll and Hulu.
Is it? So I don't have Hulu, so I didn't realize it was dubbed on Crunchyroll. I probably would have watched it then in the background.
Dubbed on Crunchyroll up to the fourth season, the Diamond is Unbreakable. That one's the one that's currently in a dub thing, and it's also on Adult Swim as well. So both on Adult Swim and Control is dubbed up to Diamond is Unbreakable. But
it is something funny about Netflix where it's just like it's on Netflix, so it's like it just seems like so much more accessible. So some other ones on the list here is Seven Seeds, and there is not a lot of information out about this one, but no trailer's been released. We've seen like a poster image, but let me tell you guys the synopsis for this one because it sounds really cool. So like there's a group of kids, they're cryogenically frozen. Because some scientists predict like these meteorites are like going to destroy the planet or like pretty much like decimate it, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And then they wake up, I think it's like 300 years in the future. I might be confusing that with another one actually. They wake up in like way in the future and like the world has changed. And like there's like a few groups of kids and each area they're in has like a different world. So one world has like giant rodents and then like one has like massive insects and then like I think one's kind of an underwater city and it's got like aquatic creatures, but it was like that are you not signed up for that?
Yeah,
that sounds cool, right?
Yeah, that reminds me of 100 a little bit, but with a much more sci-fi twist.
Yes, very cool sci-fi twist. So we we only have a poster image, and it is based on a manga. I don't know much about the manga at all. Like I didn't, like I haven't read it. I don't know anything, but like that was what I had picked up from what the show is going to be about. So I was like, I'm on board, and that should be coming out in June.
And it is a shoujo manga, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's a shoujo or a josei. I'm not sure which one, but it's not shonen. That's all I know.
That's interesting.
Even more interesting because it seemed very shonen to me when I was reading about it, but maybe not. So
when you said kids, are we talking like Promised Neverland type kids?
No, like teenagers. Yeah. 15, by the way, Promised Neverland last episode.
Yeah, actually.
If that show, like. Every time it ends in a cliffhanger that one-ups the last episode. I'm like, there's no way they can one-up the last episode. And then literally last night, I was like, I hate and I love this show. I hate and I love that show. Someone put out a video on YouTube about like how they wish they didn't read the manga because they were like, just like taking in the show is so compelling. So like, I'm kind of happy that I haven't read the manga yet, but like, whew, great one. Okay, so 7 Seeds we're super excited for. I'm also very excited about this one. And it's funny because Miranda was like, I don't think it looks that great, but she was like, the animation's cool. And I was like, I mean, totally. It doesn't.
This one
for Kengan Ashura. Yeah,
the
worst part.
I am the opposite.
No, so see, but and then I was like, I mean, like the animation's cool. You're right, though. I mean, it's just a Baki knockoff, haha. And I'm like, oh my god, I think it looks so cool. So she'll never watch this, but yeah, it's pretty much like, okay, I'm like totally about like Kengan Ashura. So just to give you guys. First of all, the trailer alone, it's playing metal music and it's this beautiful like sketchy animation and it's like showing these people like going at each other and like I'm a fan of Megalobox. I'm trying to think of some other ones that it reminded me of. I mean, Baki, obviously, you know what I mean? But like, honestly, the animation alone, like I was like, I just want to see these people like fighting and beating the hell out of each other. So the premise here is that like these fighters represent like companies and basically like determine the company's rights or money or whatever. So they're like battling for these companies, which I think is like kind of crazy. And it's like the ultimate blood sport in these Kengan matches. I was like, did I say that right? Kengan matches, yeah. But I mean, we all know I'm basically a dude, so I was like, I just want to see this so badly. Like, I thought it looked really cool, so.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, I didn't know about the show, but at Anime Expo last year, I was at a panel and they had a trailer for it, and the crowd got so hyped for it.
Yeah,
really?
This trailer didn't even have, like, it had like maybe 10 seconds of animation, but people just got crazy for it.
It's extremely popular manga, apparently, in Japan. It's supposed to be, like, extremely popular,
So, come last year when Baki came out, I thought Baki was this.
Yeah.
Because, like, I just remember, like, it's fighting anime. Then I saw Baki, like, I like Baki, but it's a little bit too weird for me.
Sure.
Like, I want more fights, less crazy violence. But this show's, like, flat out fights. Just flat out, like, if you take
I like action. So if it has good action, like, I am
You're in for
all about, like, a good fight. Yeah. So I'm, like, I don't know. I'm excited about it. You haven't seen the trailer?
I have seen the trailer. I think it looks great. I mean, I love the, just the concept. Like, I love JoJo. I loved Baki. Like, big, beefy dudes wailing on each other. Like, I think that's pretty fun.
Yeah, totally.
It's a good time.
Totally down.
I'm hoping the animation is not 3D the whole time, though. That's the only thing.
I hope so very much.
Like, it's fine.
It looked like it was little. It didn't look like as much as Saint Seiya or Ultraman to me. I don't know. I mean, it could be, but it didn't look like that to me in the trailer.
Well, they can do it right. Like, I've definitely seen shows where, like, that's 3D. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
Yeah. I don't know. Typically, I can tell, and then I'm like,
there were moments in Baki where, like, they switched over to the 3D animation during those fights, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah. It's always
if
the
it's
frame
like that,
rate.
I can forgive it, I guess.
Yeah. So we're excited about that guy. I also have Saint Seiya on the list here.
Yes.
I mean, does Saint Seiya even need like an introduction?
I think so. I feel like a lot of people have known about it, but never actually watched it.
Oh my god, I watched Saint Seiya on Adult Swim.
Really?
Seriously?
I've actually never seen it.
I didn't know it was on Adult Swim.
It definitely was an Adult Swim. Or maybe I'm confusing it with Ronin Warriors, but I'm pretty sure that I saw it.
Ronin Warriors was on Toonami.
I'm double check though. I think Saint Seiya was on there too.
If it was, that is surprising because the original Saint Seiya is very much an anime of its time.
Yeah.
Where like half the, I shouldn't say half, but like at least a good 5 minutes of the episode is them putting on their armor and him just doing the
the constellation thing.
Yeah.
So Saint Seiya is like very, if you guys don't know about it, it's like very Voltron-esque. It's like these saints are defending and protecting the Greek goddess Athena from like the other gods. They're trying to like take over, and so they're like her protectors essentially. And they have these like cloths, I believe, that are armor, and that's basically what like give them their power. So it's cool. Like, I mean, it's a fun concept. I wonder how it's going to. I like wrote in my write up like, is it gonna? It has to do the revamp. Like the revamp has to like do the original justice, which I think we're all hoping with Ultraman as well. But kind of interesting that they're pulling these old shows and hoping to play up on nostalgia. I mean, because those are both like Ultraman's like the '60s, you know what I mean, and Saint Seiya is the '80s. Like even that's not really even our time. Like, you know what I mean? Like I swear to God, it was on Adult Swim, but if it wasn't on Adult Swim, I had watched it. Maybe it was like on some, you know what I mean? Like there used to be all those weird cable channels in the past, but I definitely knew about it. But if people don't, I mean, like it was a classic and it's extremely popular. I think I like read that like they did a survey in Japan and it was considered like one of their top 25 franchises. Like, you know what I mean? Like to be, I think it was 25th.
Well, they have been releasing like OVAs and like new series and all that for the past like decade or so. So it's not like it's out of the public eye.
There's one currently running, right?
There's say a show
gender swap version.
So right now
that's kind of fun. Sure.
I don't know if it's gender swapped or if it's just like a new, just next generation type thing.
Okay.
But for the Netflix one, which basically seems like it's going to be a retelling of the original story, they changed the gender of one of the characters.
Yes, I saw that.
And it's kind of funny because it is the most logical gender swap I've ever seen.
Yeah.
When I first watched Saint Seiya, I had it on mute in the background.
You thought it was a girl?
I thought it was a girl for like 2 episodes until I started watching the sound on, because like, the guy with the pink armor and the long hair,
you're like, okay,
is actually
in the brother complex is a guy.
Okay, so they made that switch, and it was probably an obvious one.
Yeah.
So the other one I have on here is Revisions, and this was another one that I had to do some digging on. If you guys know about it, please weigh in. But it's airing in Japan right now. It is not based on a manga, so it was hard to come up with some like background on it. And it's basically like this high school kid and his friends are sent 300 years in the future. See, I said that earlier. I was confusing it.
Oh yes, that makes
sense. Apparently, like they go to the future and they like befriend like the people there, and they're piloting these giant mechs against like the enemy there. So it's a mecha. You know what I mean? Which I'm always down for a good mecha anime. And I mean, it sounds interesting. It didn't like blow me away.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like, I don't know. It did just like Kengan Ashura I watched and I was like, damn, I want to see that. Like, I was like, cool. Like, kind of seen this before, but again, you never know what's going to bring to the table. Yeah,
like Knights of Sidonia, when that aired on Netflix, I saw that initially. It's like,
Did Knights of Sidonia get good though? Because I watched 2 seasons and I was like,
jeez,
why am I watching
it? Through 2 seasons.
I know, it was terribly boring.
It was slow, but it got better. Well, I felt like that show got better.
Is Violet Evergarden slow? Because you know I ain't getting through that. Like, I've been meaning to revisit that one. It didn't finish though. No, Knights of Sidonia.
No, 2 seasons was
that one's out.
I need to revisit that one too. But is it done?
Yeah, that's done. It's 2 seasons in it.
Oh, so I guess
you
it's
finished it. Yeah.
The ending was very anticlimactic, or maybe I need to go back. Maybe I didn't finish like a couple of the last episodes. But anyways, I just remember that there was the bear lady with the weird hands, and she was freaking awesome. Do you remember her?
I never seen it.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. Okay, she made it kind of worth it. But okay, so some honorable mentions on the list. Rilla Kukuma. I told us of that.
Yeah, you know what that is, right?
Yeah, I know what it is. And Kaoru. Okay, you know what it is. It's the little teddy bear dude. He like looks like this.
Think Hello Kitty except the bear.
Yes, 100%.
Like Hello Kitty, Pusheen, that family of like little
he looks
adorable
just like that.
things. Oh, that's a really good quick drawing.
Was it really?
Yes. Yeah.
Nice. Not bad.
I mean, it does kind of look like it. But I mean, like that was really easy to draw. Sorry, I'm putting yours on it now.
Yeah.
Casey. And then Kaoru, is it like a smaller bear? I forgot.
I don't know. I just assume this is someone in the family of that.
Okay, so this is totally not my style at all, but what was interesting about this one is it's like claymation.
Oh.
Oh, I think that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, right? Like
yes.
it's You guys have to watch the trailer
like
for
a stop
it.
motion
Yeah,
style
stop motion. That was it. I was like
Oh,
trying to think.
that's cool.
I thought it was going to be like the same animation style as like Retsuko.
No, the trailer I saw was like stop motion.
Oh.
So maybe they just did it for the
That's great.
trailer, you know, but I don't know. But that looked interesting. And then Carol on Tuesday is also coming out. Didn't look like my cup of tea. It was like two girls playing instruments.
Yeah, that one seems like that'll probably be like a good slice of life show where
Sure.
I'll watch it.
Miranda will probably like that one. No,
I
I'm
do
kidding.
love a good
Miranda
slice
likes
of life
everything.
If
but,
people say good things about it.
Like a K-On?
You're gonna
Love
be
it,
our
like a silver spoon.
Okay, this is our slice of life
Silver spoon.
correspondent.
Love it.
Okay,
So good.
and then we're basically both just
yeah.
straight shonen.
Oh,
No,
man.
he's a good mix. I'm pretty much straight shonen over here.
Silver Spoons is on Netflix. Watch it.
Yeah.
It is a
Is
good
it?
show.
It's
Yes.
so good.
Okay, I'll have to watch it.
It'll
It's
be,
by the same creator as Full Metal Alchemist.
Yep, that was
How
her
funny
follow-up.
is that?
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
To go from that to nice little farm life.
Yep.
Okay, so let's see what else we have on here. Okay, so these are the ones that are under development and there's not a lot known. I'm just gonna run through the list and like if there's some that stick out to you, just talk about it. First, new episodes coming for Gretzko.
Cool.
Great anime.
Love it.
I mean, like, I don't like slice of life, and I freaking love that anime because she
Yes.
sings metal and she's like dealing with stuff that like women have to deal with continuously in the workplace, and guys can get a lot of humor out of it too because it's basically The Office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like anime,
it's
Red
too real.
Panda Girl, yeah.
Yeah.
Be the Beginning, Force of Piano, High Score Girl, which I still need to check out, and Kakaguri. It's
Yep.
coming back for season 2, which
Okay.
Kakaguri is good. It's not a great anime in my
I'm so
opinion, but
excited.
it's
I
good.
love it.
It's good.
It's good. And
Yeah.
the live action's
It's
actually not bad either.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
See, I could see that one translating better to live action though, because it
does.
doesn't have to have absurd action and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's
That's
like
true.
just gambling.
I just don't understand how you make a literal human being's face contort in the way they do in the
they
anime.
can.
And that's what I love. That's what I love about it is the ridiculous faces that they make.
It's Food Wars but gambling.
Yeah.
Like truly.
There you
Am
go.
I wrong? Like
No,
it really
not
is.
wrong. Yeah,
that's
that's
the best way
pretty
to put it.
accurate.
Yeah. So those are the ones that are coming back, and then these are the ones that are under development. And I mean, if you guys are anime fans, you know that they have been dropping a bunch of anime under development this week.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
we were
have.
all
Which
like
has been
messaging
crazy.
each other, and we were like, "What the heck?" So, just to talk about some of the big ones that they announced this week, it was Altered Carbon Resleeved, Dragons Dogma, Gods and Heroes, Spriggan, Ghost in the Shell, SAC 2045. I think that's how you say it.
Standalone complex, yeah.
And Standalone Complex,
Yeah.
got it. Okay, and then Vampire in the Garden and Super Crooks, and then some other ones that they announced earlier was Yasuke Trace. I'm not sure how to say that. Trace, there we go. And then Kagaster of an Insect Cage, and then Pacific Rim. So,
Oh, yeah.
any of those stick out to you guys?
Pacific Rim, just because
Yeah.
I'm curious how.
Yeah, that'll be
like,
interesting.
Like that was inspired by anime. Guillermo del Toro just wanted to make his own anime.
Evangelion.
Live action anime,
Yeah.
At that point.
which was actually a decent live action anime.
Yeah.
I liked the first one. I didn't see the second.
I didn't
Heard
see the
that
second
was
one
bad.
either.
I
Yeah.
should watch it because it's on HBO and it's gonna expire soon. But first one was good.
Yeah.
Wait, your HBO's gonna expire?
No, like
Oh, the
HBO,
show.
the license is
Okay,
gonna
Okay,
leave
yeah,
the
yeah,
service,
I was like, dude, Game of Thrones is coming up. You better
Yeah,
read
yeah,
that
better
stuff.
get that back on there.
What about
That'd be
you?
an
Any of those
interesting
stick
anime.
out to you?
Oh, Ghost in the Shell. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ghost in the Shell obviously going to be crazy. Dragon's Dogma is going to be really interesting.
Yeah, people are really
a
excited about that.
Classic game being brought back. Well,
Based on
not
the PlayStation
classic
game, right?
necessarily,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
PlayStation.
actually know what the story of Dragon's Dogma is. Like, I know it's really popular, and I know it's a
Oh,
really
I
fun RPG,
forgot.
but I don't actually know what the plot
was
is.
it? It was like his. Oh man, we did a story on it. It was like his heart. I'm not
It's
even
like
trying.
stolen by a dragon, right?
That
and he
was-
has to
I don't
go and
know.
get it
Yeah.
back.
Something
I thought it was
like
his
that.
girlfriend. I don't know, maybe.
Something
But,
happened there. That
Okay.
something happened. Yeah. That was a really
But that
bad
should be
description.
RPG stuff happened.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah, we don't really know a lot about these, with exception to like a
Right.
2 or 3 explanation. So I'm just kind of like, cool. I think the big thing to take away here, though, is that Netflix is aggressively expanding their library. You know what I mean? And a lot of these are originals.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I don't know. I mean, if you think about it, though, do you know how much money they're saving by investing in all these animated shows?
Yeah, yes and no.
I don't know, hard
It's,
to say.
in some cases, it's more expensive than live action TV.
You think so?
It is. Yeah.
Really?
And if they want to do it to quality, but the licensed ones, that's very cheap.
Well,
in
this
most
is
cases,
actually,
they're
you're
just
right.
licensing,
Some
right?
of them, it depends on the studio you hire, though, because I think that like some of them might be able to get away with going lower end. But you're right though. They've been hiring really good.
Yeah.
What was it? You said Satellite, like you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
those are not going to be low
like
end.
Violet Evergarden, that was an expensive ass show.
Oh, I'm sure.
I wonder if it was
Too bad it was boring.
But Baki, that was pretty cheap to make.
Yeah, see, because a lot of these are CG'd, like heavily CG'd.
Yeah,
like
true.
Ultraman
Which
is
makes it
heavily
cheaper, for
CG'd. Saint Seiya was heavily CG'd. It didn't look like Cannon Busters had any CG in it.
No, I didn't see any.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the other ones. Seven Seas, we don't know anything. Yeah, it could be
Just
potentially.
I don't think it'll
Yeah.
be because like the stills are animated.
Yeah, and the manga art was like
different.
off the chain.
Really?
So I think, I thought it was pretty cool. So I don't know. You'd think that they'd hold it to a high standard. But anyways, okay, I don't know. Are we out of time, you guys? What are we at? When do we start?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're roughly at like 30, 40 minutes. Or not, like 40, 50 minutes. I think.
Yeah, yeah.
All
Are we
right.
going to wrap it up?
May as
All right.
well, I guess.
Any updates about the shows that we're watching that we want to talk about? Like you're talking about Promised Neverland looking pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Promised Neverland, Mob Psycho.
Mob Psycho,
continues to
amazing.
deliver.
So good.
Um,
that time I got reincarnated as slime just ended. I think they've got like one like OVA episode coming, but this most recent
How did it end?
episode. Well, you know, it ended in that like, wow, it's been 2 years since I got reincarnated as a slime, and I've met all these things, and then it like goes through the flashback of every single thing that's happened there, and then it was like, can't wait for my continued adventures as a slime, and the credits start rolling.
So that one's based off.
All right, I guess that's it for that.
Is that one based off an ongoing manga? Because that may be why.
I know it's based on a manga. I don't know if it's still ongoing.
Okay.
I would assume it is. There's still stuff left in the story. And of
Oh,
course,
so
there was,
if
like,
there's still stuff
a
left,
cliffhanger type
yeah.
thing. A mysterious person who's like, "You're gonna be the one who like frees me from whatever."
But yeah.
blah, blah,
Oh my
blah.
gosh.
Yeah, because there's some shows that are like I know
Yeah.
I know Promised Neverland's not going to end because the manga's still
Yeah,
going.
no, and Promised
Yeah.
Neverland is like awesome. So yeah, for me, the Promised Neverland and Mob Psycho, I checked out Rising Shield Hero. And I thought it was pretty fun, but I mean, a lot of the like, controversial stuff that they play into right off the bat kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
But I heard that it gets better with time, so maybe I just need to check it out. You know what I mean? Like, give it a little bit more time.
It gets better, but you wish they chose a different plot device.
Yeah,
That was kind of like
So many
my.
things you could do
And
there.
conceptually,
That's so
it was like, okay, like. Imagine us three getting placed in a world, and they were like, "You're
That'd be fun.
the spear, you're the sword," or one of us got screwed and got the shield. Like you're just like, "Oh my god, how do you make it work?" And then they like make that guy's chances just like,
they really doom him.
yeah. But you're like, do we have to doom him that much and in that way? That was the thing that got me on that one. But I'm trying to think. Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka is pretty damn good.
That one keeps surprising me because it looked like I thought it was gonna be like a guilty pleasure show.
Sailor Moon, but gory and violent, man.
Yeah.
It is awesome. I love it.
They get really dark in ways I wasn't expecting. They still would throw in like weird, like fan service stuff that I wish they wouldn't do.
Yeah.
But like not the last episode, but an episode before last, they introduced a new character who has like a very dark background. Where like, she lost a limb and her mom died in a car crash, and her dad's trying to sell her into prostitution.
Jeez.
But the brothel doesn't want to hire a minor, and then he goes back and beats her up.
They have some standards.
And-
That's bad, obviously.
And
Jeez, doesn't she have magical powers?
that's when the villain side comes in and gets her magical powers. And so basically she
Don't
gets the
spoiler
magical
alerts.
Yeah. This happens in like the first 2 minutes of the episode.
Okay. Well,
Nice.
we're
Good to know.
gonna have to put a spoiler alert on this episode. We're like really mad at that. Yeah, I'm trying to think of any other ones that I'm like really, really enjoying.
Kakaguri? Or not Kakaguri.
Kaguya-sama, Love is War.
Yeah.
Can I be
Great.
honest? It's
I love
starting to get a little slow for
Really?
me.
Oh.
I still love it. I'm still.
The last
having
one,
so
I
much
was
fun.
like, we get it.
The whole sick plot. I thought that was kind of interesting.
So you're all caught up? Okay.
Yeah.
It was cute, but I'm just getting tired of it.
get
I'm
it.
like, y'all need
Will
to
they,
like,
won't they?
yeah.
They
I'm
will.
like,
When are they
okay,
gonna do it?
but I still think it's really fun. It's just kind of like getting a little old.
Dororo. I started watching.
Yeah.
Oh my god, how did we not talk about that? Okay, I watched the first episode and it is very good.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's fun, right?
Yeah, that feels like a classic show that I could show to anyone pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm.
Great.
How far are you?
I'm on to the third episode now.
Okay, I've
Nice.
only watched one, but it was very good.
I'm up to date.
The anime club is checking out Domestic Girlfriend right now.
I've seen that on there. I haven't actually seen it myself, though. How is it?
I haven't watched it either.
It's just not my cup of tea. Of course, Miranda and everybody likes it. I'm just like, why? It's like this kid, and he gets a crush on his teacher, who is awkwardly flirtatious with him and bothers me.
Nice.
And he meets this girl, and she's like super standoffish and shy, and then she like ends up sleeping with him because she's just like, I just want to sleep with someone, and you're like, whoa, okay, this got crazy. And then something happens at the end that you're not expecting. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but you're just like,
she's the teacher.
What is going on now?
No.
But it's like, but like, really, it just seems stupid.
Like, I like some shows with like weird, like, I like weird shows and I like shonen shows.
Yeah.
Like,
that's too weird for me.
Like, normally I go to like the Noitamina block for like, that'll always be a weird show with different ideas.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. It was too weird for me. But I don't know. Maybe like the other people are feeling it.
Let's
So
check it out.
yeah. All right. I'm yawning. I'm tired.
Right.
It's like 6:30.
May as well.
Thanks again for watching, everybody.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks,
Anime
guys.
Bang. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang.
All right.
Cool.
That
Was it okay that I said that the cast was predominantly black
Yeah.
for Cannon Busters? Okay.